Okay, so the other thing I do is service learning, and as I said, I think it's a way to try to connect the academic rigor that students are going through in a science class, for instance, with real world applications. And I found it to be hard to find scientifically relevant things to do that directly service the community. But let me tell you about a few things I've been doing. One is to, they all have to do with biology, and one has to do with my intro biology class, Bio 110. As you guys know, there was a creek restoration project, and you may not know now that the group that did that, the Urban Creeks Council, is out of money and they're on to new projects. But they don't really have a way of finding out how well the project did. And so I have my Bio 110 students use their strength in numbers, if not great scientific expertise, to help gather some data that might shed light on whether this project was a scientific success. Um, Native plants were planted, and they're supposed to be attracting native bees. And how do you know if bees are there? Well, you have to go out and count them coming. And so I have my Bio 110 class count native bees and see over time I'll be able to see whether the bee numbers increase, decrease, whatever. And it's not a perfect scientific experiment, but it lets students practice graphing, tabulating data, forming hypotheses, and seeing whether the data that they collect um, supports that hypothesis or not. The other thing about the native plants at that same site is that they may or may not survive very well, and the way to do that, figure out that, is to just count whether the plants are there or not from year to year. And it also helps students in biology think about what makes one species different from another, different traits, characteristics, etc. So I have students count plants and think about why different plants are doing well in different locations. That's my intro bio class. This gathers a tremendous amount of data, and I've enlisted the help of science majors at the Center for Science Excellence to help analyze that data and think about more sophisticated problems having to do with the creek. And so that process has started. I haven't had much happening with that just yet. But the Center for Science Excellence students I work with have sort of used what they've learned in Chris Tarp's biology class to use the plant ID keys to really tell what the plants are down there, and also figure out whether they really belong in an East Bay ecosystem. And so about a third of the plants down there belong here, and about 2/3 are native to California, but really don't belong in the East Bay. Maybe a little more than a third belong, but low number. The other thing I do with Center for Science Excellence students is try to help them feel more like leaders in science. And so where I am now is over at Kennedy High School, and we're helping a chemistry teacher over there organize her chemistry storeroom, which is a terrible mess. And because the science students have expertise in what all the equipment is, they're able to be effective organizers of that storeroom, right? And someone who'd never taken a science class would not know what to do with all the weird shaped equipment and glassware and everything else. But because these are science majors, they're able to use some of what they know in service in a high school. And it's something that's not tutoring, and I think that's really a great thing. So anyway, I wish I were there with you, but I'm off doing one of these educational outreach things. So thanks for listening, and ask me any questions. I'd love to have some collaborators.